All right, it's that time of year again here. Who is ready for some fantasy football? Yes, we are here, definitely here at 3TV to help build our teams. Jeff Corchini from FantasyFootballStarters.com. And the first thing to talk about, of course, is getting that team together because we got the draft.
Got it. That's what we're talking about, fantasy football draft tips. There's a lot of them. You know, with this day and age, one
How
of the
many
things...
people are playing?
Well, right now, it's estimated at over 25 million. As a matter of fact, the industry has gone from 800,000 to 1.6 billion in revenue. It's a fast-growing industry. But as far as tips goes, got to know your league rules, got to know your scoring system. A big thing there. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. That means you got to understand how many people are playing in your leagues, your scoring system. Pay attention to bye weeks. Bye weeks is real important too. You got to be prepared for your fantasy football draft. We tell people to make sure that they rank players. So before they go to their draft, they've got them grouped in tier sheets. So for example, grouping quarterbacks that are the same value, running backs, wide receivers. Also nowadays, it's popular to draft an elite tight end early. Somebody like Jimmy Graham of the New Orleans Saints, Vernon Davis of the 49ers. You're talking Jason Witten. These guys can go in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds nowadays because they're so popular. And then another tip that we tell people all the time is only draft one kicker and one defense at the end of your draft.
At the end.
Yeah, because if you need to, you can play the waiver wire. It kind of goes back to making sure that you know the rules of your league and know your scoring system. For example, in a point per reception league, then you're going to be drafting more wide receivers because you'll get a point per reception. So paying attention to your scoring system, the rules of your league, being prepared with tier sheets, that's really important.
And Jeff, we've been doing this for I don't know how many years. You
8
guys
years.
Coming on 8 years, talking about tips and such. So somebody at home thinking, you know what, I'm going to do fantasy football for the very first time. What is your recommendation as the first person to really go after? What kind of player?
Boy, I'll tell you right now, with quarterbacks being so popular, it's tough not to take an Aaron Rodgers or a Peyton Manning in that first round. Typically, you wouldn't draft those guys in the first 1 or 2 rounds. But now they're so popular in passing leagues, right? You still have your stellar running backs like Adrian Peterson, Jamal Charles. But when it comes to it, you want to kind of, again, it goes back to, Ryan, that scoring system and your league rules. If you've got a scoring system, points per reception, you may be more apt to draft a wide receiver higher than a running back. But it's safe to say that those 2 elite quarterbacks in Manning and Rodgers, they're a good pick to go by. You can't do too bad.
And it keeps it exciting too.
Of course it does.
Know, I think it really keeps you driving it and going. All right, so let's talk about a couple wide receivers.
Yeah, a couple sleepers.
Sleepers.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Keenan Allen, wide receiver for the San Diego Chargers. Second year, had a great rookie season. We're predicting him to have probably anywhere from 75 to 80 receptions over 1,100 yards. Now, a lot of people know of him, but we would consider drafting him a little higher than you normally would, maybe in the 3rd and 4th rounds. Another deep sleeper is Carlos Hyde of the San Francisco 49ers. This guy was playing at Ohio State last year, 2nd round draft pick. This guy, the Niners are depleted in the running back position, so this guy had a real good preseason game. I think he's going to be a deep sleeper.
You think he's going to get a lot of action, huh?
Absolutely.
Because of that.
I mean, he played at Ohio State. He played lights-out ball, and because of some injuries, he could be backing up Frank Gore. Another guy is Giovanni Bernard, running back Cincinnati Bengals. Again, not a real surprise to fantasy fans, but this guy's going to not only be carrying the load, 1,200 yards, but he'll be catching balls out of the backfield, maybe 40 or 50 balls out of the backfield, adding more points. So again, combined rushing, combined receiving yards, we think these are some guys to really pay attention to.
All right, let's talk about our Cardinals.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
That's another fun group of guys to draft too, just to keep you interested in
absolutely.
And
you've got Larry Fitzgerald. There's along with Larry Fitzgerald this year, you've also got Michael Floyd. Boy, has he come on! This is his 3rd year out of Notre Dame. He's looking real solid. He played lights out at the end of last year. We think both those guys could be anywhere over 1,000 yards, 60 balls, and probably 6 to 8 touchdowns. I mean, Larry's going to still be the number 1, but Michael Floyd is that threat too, really developing. And then how can you not get excited about Andre Ellington? Man, this guy is going to be fantastic. It is real exciting. The Cardinals are going to be using him so uniquely, not only for running, but catching balls out of the backfield. This is another guy that could get over 1,000 yards rushing, maybe 400 or 500 yards receiving. Even though Jonathan Dwyer is there, Andre Ellington is a great play. And then you have the Cardinal defense, right, Ryan? I mean, they had a key loss with Washington, the linebacker, getting suspended, Darrell Washington, but they've got such a good defensive front. In the back end, they've got those two cornerbacks in Patrick Peterson and Cromartie. I mean, they're going to be, I think that defense is going to continue to be stout. And if last night is anything to indicate it, they looked pretty good last night.
They looked pretty good. Yeah.
Good stuff.
I hope they keep going. I really do. Hey,
They're
Jeff,
fun to watch.
good to see you.
You too,
All
right?
right, we'll see you every Sunday, right?
You got it.
All right, good.